Hello, welcome back. My name is Coach David Butler. Today we're going to discuss the wide corner concept. If you've seen the previous video that I did on our Coaches Connected channel, we spoke about stick and both of both of these concepts are air raid staples and quite easy to teach, quite easy to learn, and you can get a lot of legwork out of it. And so I thought we'd take a deep dive today into our wide corner, how we run it in the UK compared to how the American guys might spend time on it and stuff. Obviously, with our time constraints, with our limited practice time, things sometimes have to be a little bit more condensed and more different. But we do the best that we can with the time that we have and the people that we have. So just like our, our video on stick, I'll do that today. Explain what we do. Get a bit of a drawing on huddle. I think there's about 10 or 14 clips to show of us running a corner over the years, various teams, various stops. Um, and hopefully, yeah, I'm sure that at some point every coach has tried to run a wide corner or does run some variant of wide corner. I know that it's not just a concept anymore. Everybody mixes bits and pieces and stuff, but we've run this for a long time and we've had a lot of success out of it in different areas of the field. So I thought I'd share that with you today, guys, and hopefully you can take something from it. If you can't, then hopefully you can do it anyway. Uh, I always like to pass on what we can and share the knowledge and stuff. So take it from me. Short presentation, some playbook, and then some clips. So we should cover every base really. Okay. Um, Start off with our first page. It just says the wide corner. Why what now? Um, just like stick, wide corner is a quick game concept in the air raid, known as eight or whatever the gurus call it and the traditional scores. We don't go by that. But what we do is because it's quick game that the way that we structure it, um, like our quick game protection and our deep game protection is different. So, for instance, in my system, 50 is quick game. That means that's our quick game protection, and 60 or 70 etc. is our deep game protection, and that might be a different but it will be a different drop for our lineman to cover. So when we say quick game and deep game, that's all we really mean by that is that it's a quick short passing concept that we can get a lot of yardage out of. It's easy blocking for the old line compared to our deep game stuff. So I know if you hear me speak about the troubleshooter that we have with mesh and with shallow and white cross, because of the protection issues that we do come across in the UK, especially that I've come across personally. We've not always got that all on, and some years you might have it, and some years you may not have it. And it's trying to find that balance, that perfect balance of what you can run all the time, all year round, regardless of personnel, regardless of the team that you're on. Um, and so with it being a quick game, we said that it's one step from the gun. If you're 100% gun team, then we just basically take that one step back, you know, hitch up and throw the football. If you're under center, we normally take a three-step drop, and if you're a pistol, it'll be a two-step drop. Again, it's whatever suits you guys the best. Whatever you're in, some teams run everything. I know a lot of guys that are strictly gun team uh, in the modern era, and we're okay with that. We did probably all the way through 14 and 15. We were 100% gun team. It worked for us at the time. Obviously, the longer you do things, and always with someone for a longer period, so we adapted and we evolved and we became far more multiple. But there's nothing wrong with the other way if you're doing it. It's whatever your personal preference is. Um, Next point there is it complements other quick game. If anybody that does run the air raid or is interested in the air raid, all the quick game stuff, it's they complement each other. So if you imagine like if we were running stick and our stick so our strong side, our play side might be the stick route and then the fade to the Z. Our backside concept might be two slants. I ran a slant and a whip in 2019, and before that was two slants, and we've had a slant and a drag and blah blah blah. So we've had different concepts, but the beauty of this is that it carries over. So like that backside of that concept won't change. So if we're running double slants in stick, we're running double slants in corner, and therefore we get a lot of carryover. It's quick teaching because we're installing several plays, and when we run the trips aspect of this play, it's exactly the same variant as stick. So again, the the teaching and the learning can be brought along quite quickly, and it's not too much pressure, too much to be put on your players and to be put on your coaching staff. So basically it's the same layout, same look, but we're attacking different areas. So we try and get the similar rules and similar things, and attack different areas of the field. Same with our full version, same with our hitches and seams. All have the same principles in mind, and they all complement each other along the way. Um, can we run for multiple formations? And I've got some tips for being run for multiple formations. And the best thing about the multiple stuff, as I've shown before, if anybody's watched anything on this channel before, if you're not, then it's okay. Is that we break that field in half. So if we were running, if we get to this concept, if we were running stick on that right hand side, and we were in two back, that right hand side stays the same. The left hand side, H back might come in, and here you might run a swing, you may run it, you may be in pass pro, you may be in whatever. But the right side of the concept stays the same. So we can run things a lot. We can add a jet into it if we wanted to. I've not really done that much, but there's lots of things you can do. Okay. White corner has always been known as a cover two man high beta, and it's one of those things that when you're looking at your scope from your tick off, oh they're too high, we can run white corner. You know, it's one of those plays where it's not a it is a multi coverage defensive beta, but normally if you see the two safeties too high, that bit too high, the two guys, two safeties up top. If you see that, then we normally just tick off the box. So that, we can scout against white corner on this one. Not play tacky. Um, Again, now when we get into the red zone, there's a lot more press and a lot more man-to-man coverage. But I also like that. I'm not afraid of running it against press. And sometimes you'll get defenses in really cocky in open field, and they'll press you anyway again. And I have no qualms about running wide corner against any kind of press coverage, because the next point is, if you saw my other video that we done Coach Connected, why in our system is our best player, is our playmaker, is our athlete. So if you're going to give me a one-on-one opportunity with my best player, I'll take that every day of the week. We're just trying to get the best player the ball as often as possible, as many ways as possible. At the end of the day, Jimmy's and Joe's will always be X's and O's, and that's in the American standard I'm not fond of using very often, but it's the truth. And the players will always make whatever you run better than whatever you run it. Doesn't matter what you're running, the players will make it successful, not particularly you or what you run, and that's the God's honest truth. Okay, continuing on. I always value the corner route as a safe throw. And what I mean by safe throw is that because we're attacking that outside shoulder, when we throw it, our boy's going to take his 4 steps and then break out towards the sideline. There's a rule within the air raid thing there. If we're in the field, we throw towards the first pylon in the end zone. If we're in the red zone, have the back pylon on the end zone. But I'll just dumb that down even more, and I'll just say when we throw it towards the sideline. It's a back shoulder throw, but we throw it towards the sideline. So that at the end of the day, if we don't make the completion, then hopefully it goes out of play and it's an incomplete pass, and we live to fight another day. And that's always been my attitude towards it. So I consider this a safer throw than maybe a seam throw where it could get picked. I don't want to see many picks. I shouldn't see any picks from our corner out in open field play. It's not what we do, and I can hand on heart say I don't think I've ever seen us have one picked. Also, second point there, it's the red zone wonder. I've run this 100 times in the red zone. It's one of those things that it's just like stick. If you know that it works and you can hang your hat on it, you can usually get some good mileage out of it. If you've got a QB that can hit that corner shot, and you've got an athlete that can go up and get it and make that guy miss. Again, I'll put there, as I just literally spoke about 10 seconds ago, is there's always ask your QB to aim for the back pylon in the end zone. So once we get into the 20, inside the 20, if we throw that corner out, then our QB's aiming point will be the back pylon. If we're outside of the 20, I still maintain that I want our QB's aiming point to be sideline. It doesn't matter if it isn't or not, but you can aim for the first pylon, but I prefer to the sideline. That's just my preference because I'd rather throw with the inconsistency of QB play in this country, I'd rather try and be safe and live another day than risk it and biscuit and get a pick six. Just like uh, stick, etc., etc. It's another high low read, which means it's basically 3 reads and then it's going to be gone. It's quite simple for our QB to digest the information and throw it, and we like it because normally we'll know pre-snap where we're going to throw that football, unless the difference is a lot of movement. That can cause us problems, but that can cause anybody problems, especially in the UK when we don't see it a lot. But if we're seeing defensive move around, that can cause an issue. It may be the QB has to decide then once the ball stopped that the safety's not taken through or the corner dropped off, and if and when we decide to do that. But 9 times out of 10, we know where the ball's going to go pre-snap, and that's what we like. The concept of evolution. Back when we first started doing it, it literally was a corner and a hit that creating that smash, but it's evolved a little bit over the time, and we now run it multiple ways. To be fair, if I'm honest about it, we've got a lot of little tags onto our corner, and I'll show a couple of them that we've done throughout the time, and we can add things like the underneath route and come back inside route, like the fin route, and on there we put we can manipulate the concept of our needs with the tags. And Shark was a tag we added in 19 where we would literally run the zone off of it and then come back and throw the corner, and the corner would be a corner and then a little under route. A couple of clips of that I can show as well, and that's pretty much the bottom line on our rules of what we're trying to do. How we run it, let's take us over the huddle and we'll try and draw it up best we can. How we run this concept. As always, whenever we're installing anything, that's just my personal preference. I don't know about, and I can't speak for anybody else, but whenever we're installing anything, we'll always install it first in 2x2, and that's just how we do it. We find it quicker, and if I'm totally honest, I find a lot of our QBs in the UK find defense is easier to read in 2x2 than they do in 3x1 or in multiple QB sets. I think if you're a rookie QB, your QB's a rookie, or a newer guy, I found that they seem to excel and read the defense better when they're spread wide or in 2x2. That's just how I found it. That might not be the case. That's just my own findings and my own personal experiences. I can only ever tell you guys my truth, and that's all. That's all I will ever do for you guys. Okay, so we'll start this off. As you can see, if you was to look at any of the video that I posted, it usually looks like this in the 2x2. Our running back defaults to the right hand side. If he was left hand side, he would be in switch, what we call switch. But this is gun, so we would have gun and switch, and that would manipulate which side the QB is going, the running back is going on to. Like I said, there's a lot of carryover from our other previous concepts. So we'll start with the backside, just because I'll talk about carryover. So if you are running, I'll give you the simplest example. If you are running Y stick and your two backside concept, your backside routes on the Y stick, double stance, then we'll carry that over, and it'll be double stance again. It's that simple. We want that backside teaching to be as quick as possible, so we can just implement plays and install them quickly, so we can go on film that week when we're installing Y corner. We'll go, well, we installed. Do you remember installing stick last week? And the guys will go, yeah, we installed that last week. Oh, the backside of it is exactly the same. The running back is exactly the same. All we're changing is our strong side, our play side combination. Quick, easy. The players get it, and we like that in our country. When we've only got one practice per week, and on a good day, at the moment, nobody's playing football for a year. If we get one practice per week, we need to make the most of that hour that we get. Some might get less than an hour. Depends on your head coach and what they want to do. We offense might get 1 hour a week at the adult level. We're not many teams are practicing twice a week at the adult level pre-season. That's just the way that it's always been. So we have to get the most out of it and the best bang for our buck. So the teaching methods that we can do usually take us a long way. So we were just simply our 3-step slants, and that's it. Our pass pro, is one step vertical. Anything on quick game is one step vertical. We teach it real simple first. If we do need to change our protection, then we'll go half slide or full slide. We can, we will, we have, but it will always depend on we'll put every single thing we have out first in our short game protection, which is just a simple one step vertical drop, and we try to do vertical drop for both of our quick game and deep game. That's just how we like it, and how I think it translates well for us. People can do more. People can do a lot, get more light and depth, but I just like the simplicity of it. Okay, so our Y is our playmaker. Is this the guy that the whole concept's talked about? He's just going to run a nice 4 yards or 4 steps. And he's going to put that left foot in the ground and brag towards the numbers and towards the sideline. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to keep going that way. We're not asking him to turn it up and run it straight. He's just going to keep heading towards the sideline. As he's literally going to run a nice little 3-step hitch. Okay. Now running back, he's going to run a swing. Now I've seen people do different things with the running back on corner. I just know that I like it, and I like that it carries over from stick and it carries over from other concepts, and I like that continuity. I think it makes teaching easier and learning, and you can get more reps out of your practices when you're doing a lot of the things the same. I think if you are ever around our teams, a lot of the stuff we do is literally monotonous to a point of it can get quite tiresome unless you really, really love it. So that's what we do in this. The only change that we do really is that if this guy is impressed, we may ask him to just run his 3-step and hitch up so he contains him and keeps him, or we sometimes can ask him to rather than run that hitch, we turn it inside and we run what I call it under out. And basically we go underneath the Y and look for the ball as it comes under. Again, it doesn't always work that way, but that's what, if we see the press and we want to exploit it and drag it inside that Y, then we'll do that. I spoke earlier a little bit about shark, and all we do on shark really is that when we call shark, it literally cuts out the running back's route. So we'll run inside zone with the line and with the running back, but we're not handing it off. We are keeping the football, and that is what's going to happen. Now our QB can roll if he feels he needs to. We're asking him to just take a step out, and then we'll still our Y will still run the corner route, and our Z will still run that under route. That when we call shark, with the Z will run that under route. It won't run the regular hitch. That's one of the things that when we incorporate, and we call it shark because we don't want 5 million words when one word will do for us. So when we hear shark, the whole line knows that he's inside zone left. Our running back knows he's running the inside zone track, and our Y knows he's still running the corner. As he knows he's now running that under out and not the simple hitch. And the QB knows that he's going to still try and attack the field high to low with that same aspect. And that's the only thing really that we do on shark with that. Let's just move it back. Okay. Again, we'll talk about how we read this. Now, if you remember, if the way it's read, and we talk about how low read, the way it's read when we were in stick, the peak or the 1 is the bird, and 2 is the stick, and 3 is our running back. Very similar thing applies on this side. If we're looking play side, which is the right hand side for a lot of right-handed quarterbacks, our Y is our 1. We're looking at him first. Okay. Our Z is our 2, and our running back is the 3. Okay. The only way, so if we're pre-snapper, we can see that this if they're too high and we can exploit the space towards the sideline and towards the numbers, then we're going to look to throw that football early. If their corner is playing off and they're playing cover four or something, then we'll throw the hitch straight away. We'll take that hitch every time. If that corner is off, we'll throw that hitch every time. Now, the only way that will change is if they are playing in a cover two, and on the snap they all bail back and try and play cover four. That's when our QB has to look and think, oh, they're all bailing. I have to hit that Z. So that's the only point in time where we would say post snap, the QB has to know if those defenders do move, and they do switch up what they're doing on the snap. But if in an ideal perfect world, if they're running too high, they're in a too high shell. They're in a too high shell. We want to attack all this space over here. Okay, we know full well that this safety is going to come across and try and attack and cover the field that our Y is. But we know that if we, as we spoke about earlier in the clinic, if we attack outside shoulder and throw towards the sideline, I feel very, very confident that our guys are either going to catch it or it's going to be incomplete. And again, the only time it will be different is if we were in red zone and we would aim for the back pylon. That would be the only time that it will be different. Is that we would aim for the back pylon. It's really that simple, and that's how we would teach it. And normally, I'll be honest with you, if we are in the red zone that close, like on the goal line, and we did run corner, then we would probably ask our Z to we'd probably ask our Z to keep that guy entertained down low, so that we have got the corner shot to throw that football. We aim for that back pylon because we moved down. We expect our receiver to adjust his route and head for that back pylon. Backside, it will be a pre-snap read. If they're showing us anything that we can attack the double slants with them. We can throw a pre-snap. It's on the QB. We give him that green light to do that. You wouldn't see two safeties in the red zone anyway. That would never happen. Everybody's gonna come down and press it. Okay, but that would still be the ideal. But let's move back to midfield just for the demographic. Okay, that will be our that will literally be our concept. Wait, look, it's either going to be a hitch or it's going to be an under route, dependent on what they're going to do. And like I said, the play and the concept evolved over time. It used to literally be straight up smash, but now we try and exploit that gap and the green behind the white if we can. I just might take you off a minute. Again, as I said before about multiple formations. Sorry. This guy was in pro or whatever. You know, we could do a lot of things with that. It wouldn't change our teaching at all. We could keep him on his arrow, arrow. We could keep him in pass pro, whatever we choose to do. You know, there's no new teaching, and that's simply. And if we bring him across in trips to the way that we do it, is our H comes across in trips. Okay. I would just split that middle. Okay. And then the only difference is when we do run this in trips is we do ask that our Z remains that rigid hitch because we want to vacate the space with our H on the slant. So all the H you're going to do in trips is bring your slant across, just like we do in stick. If you watch the stick video, just like we do in stick, and we're going to either look for work and continue across, or we're going to sit in the grass. Okay, the very same ideals that we have in stick, we transfer across to wide corner. our teaching and our learning is very similar on all of our quick game plays. If and when we can do them. We try and keep it as uniform as we possibly can. So our rules really are: if it's 2x2, it's going to be a corner and a hitch. That hitch can turn into an under out, depending on how the coverage is or where we are on the field. If we're in the red zone, then we're probably going to bring you back inside. If we're out in the field, we're probably going to hitch it up or keep it that way. Our aiming point is always to the sideline, outside shoulder. We try to make our QB literally reach his bucket out over the shoulder. Hopefully a safe throw. We don't want to put our play in danger, so we want our QBs to aim for the sideline. If they're in the end zone, we aim for that back pylon. Really is that simple. That's how we teach it. That's how we run it. I've got some clips lined up to show you guys. Hopefully we can go through these now and we'll have a look at them as well. This is from 2019 first, and we'll go back down the line and we'll go back to 2015. We've done this for a long time, and it's all pretty much there the same. You'll see that most of the time it is from 2x2. We do run it from pro, and we do run it from 3x1. But that's just the way that it is. So our first clip, this is from 2019. Okay, I spoke about earlier about I'm not afraid to throw the ball in press. They are one high. They're pressing us down because lots of things we can do. I do like to run corner with my best wide receiver. You can see he's created the space there. Our running back there. Okay, so we don't complete it. That's okay because we're not looking at completion. We're looking at the play. So this guy's running his corner. You can see he beats him. He goes to run a hitch and he runs inside. Our back's supposed to run a swing. I'm not sure what the back did. Okay, no, this is shark. Okay, that's fine. So the first clip is shark. So because the back stayed in, we know that this is shark and not corner. But all we talk about when we run a shark is that we fight the inside zone. That's it. And our Z will come inside. Throws light. But you get the distance. On the backside, I think in 2015, we ran a slant and a whip. So that should be the same on all of it. No, I'm not sure what we did there at all. That's okay. One more time. We're in press. He does a great job of getting off that press. They think he's going to run a vert. He attacks his outside shoulder, and then uses that to create a space. That ball should have been gone. Now it isn't. But luckily we keep the space. There's a clip like farther down the line. We don't keep that space because our Z goes too deep. But we keep that space because our Z's keeping their corner occupied. So we've got a bit of space to aim for the sideline. The only good thing is it's aimed towards the end zone. We want to see that ball in his hands or out of play. That's basically it. Okay. So our next clip. Again, 2019. Still in 2x2. Same team, same game. Okay. You can see there that we decided to run the hitch off of this one. So the QB, the corner is giving our Z a ton of cushion. And as we say, when we teach the play to our guys, we say if that corner's giving you the cushion, you can throw that hitch every time. You haven't got to worry about the Y, it supersedes it. You got the corner, take the easiest throw, and obviously the hitch is the easiest throw. Get the ball, and get a short 3 or 4 yard gain off of it. Again, our running back should be running the swing here. I'm not sure why he's not. This isn't sharp because the guy sits. But that's okay. we'll take that and we'll look for it again. Okay. You see, again, they're one high, but we're still exploiting the space that we want to exploit. We're attacking them how we want to attack them. We're being given the opportunity to attack you because of the way they're set up. We like it. We just need they need a better throw. But in this case, the QB makes that read pre-snap. He's already decided he's going to go to the Z. We're happy with that. When we check the film, we'll be happy with that. We tip that off as a plus because he's read it correctly for us anyway. We like that. A bit of a wobble, a little bit of a poor throw, but the ball gets there. We make the connection, and we gain yards. It's always it's a positive plus play, and we like that. Again, same game. Okay. Now, this is where we talk about having our Z. Our QB tells our running back to stay in there and run a fake. You can see there on that one. So that's probably what I've been doing all game, to be honest with you. Again, they're impressed, but they're one high. We've got all the stuff to work with. We're not afraid to attack that with the corner out. Okay, right now, if that guy stays where he is, this is more than likely a big game for us. When he decides to break it up and then attack and then run a vertical, when our boy's running his corner out towards the sideline, and this bringing more defenders around the ball and causing obviously the issue for our receivers. Probably got his eyes here and here at the same time, and we end up dropping it. It's not a catch. It's an incomplete pass, and that's why we ask our Z to not go too deep, to be fully aware. And again, as I stated before, I've coached at many levels with different teams. And sometimes when you're learning and you're installing in this year one, things are not always pretty and not always nice. And these are some great examples of us trying to execute a play, not really getting it to work for us in these three situations. But the idea behind the concept is there. Okay. I've got two examples of shark that we drew up. Now I know there's a shark because it's labelled shark for a start, so I know that this was a called shark and not something that QB decided to ad lib. And you can see that they're impressed again. That we the daring to throw deep on them. We like that. They understand that our QB is a converted wide receiver. They're trying to test him and see if he will throw a football. On Shark, as I said, when we call Shark in, the backside should stay the same, but the play side reverts from the running back running the swing to the running back running an inside zone. Our Y's still going to run a wide corner, and our Z should run like an under it that I like to call, and keep that guy maintained. So you can see that we've run the track with the running back. QB's stayed in. He's not rolled out like I thought he would do at the time, but he's got a nice simple throw there to the Y, sorry to the Z. But he's trying to hit this corner out. There's a great job of getting the separation. We've got the level we're aiming for. The only downside of this play is the ball is not put in the right place. It's too far in field. Again, no knock or no slide on our QB. He was a converted wide receiver, and you take your lumps as they're going and learning their spot. And these are teachable moments. There's never no losses or there's never no bad plays. It's always teachable moments. And when we get back onto the film room and we look at it and we speak to them about it, we'll say this ball needs to be here, this ball needs to be, etc. So you can see the ball is not towards the sideline enough. It's Catchable. Our guy gets two hands on it. And that's our best wide receiver. You know, if we're going to get a guy with two hands on it, two strong hands on it, you want it to be him. However, their DB does a heck of a job, and you can't coach that out of them. That their DB does a heck of a job making that play. Watch it through one more time. When we call shark, faking that inside zone to create that pull down. We wanted to pull it down and give us more leeway on the corner. You can see that we've given a nice, easy under route from our Z. It's open if he chooses to do it. It's literally just going to be sitting in the grass. It's like a glorified hitch, technically, but we're hitching inside, we're dragging it inside. But we can see the space that we've created and we're trying to attack it. Just unfortunate. It's a great play from their defender. And, you know, I credit their defender for that. Can't really say too much about that one. So I was a little bit too far into the field, need to be more to the sideline. So I'm making only that I can catch it at receiver. But there's some examples there of the shark. There's one more example here. Not the best angle of film that we have on this one, but the principle's not going to be there. We're going to run that inside track with the running back. He's going to run a corner. He's going to run his 5 and in, or his under it, as I like to call it. You see, you put on screen. Backs the catch this time, and then backs the tackle and gets there field, and we get several yards in the first down off of it. One more time, it's off the camera. It's off the camera, but I assure you, I was in the corner. Z's now going to be coming underneath. Nice, simple catch of the ball. The guy goes back to him, but we make a man miss, and he's very fast, and we make yards. Okay. That's all from 2019. We'll take you back farther, and we'll go back to 2015, 16, 17. This variant is our first time you can see us running it in trips. We're in the red zone. So the guy Z is going to run his hitch and sit. The guy H who's come across is going to literally run a slant inside. Wide corner is going to run the wide corner. Remember, in the red zone, we're for the back pylon. Okay? Because we're trips right, as Iris to the left, he should run a string to the left. Again, why is our best athlete in this season, Drew Lewis? Was our wide outstanding athlete again. I think he's the first person I've seen that in still history. Great athlete, great QB, made it look simple. Great throw towards the back pylon, taking another look at it. And this is one of the things that I talk about British American football, is that there are times where you can run something and that can make you look a genius. You can run the same play 3 years later and you can be made to look a fool. It's not what you call, it's what your players can do, how experienced they are in a lot of cases. Not everything is going to be liquid gold from the get-go. You've got to teach it and learn it. These players that we had at our disposal at series at this point in time, half of them are brand new, but there was a sprinkle of veterans in there, and those veterans were very experienced and knew what to do, and they knew how we were going to do these things. And that's where we had far more success in certain areas of the game, and our record showed it, by having those experienced guys on the field and able to read that defense, know where we're going to attack the field, attack the ball, you know, making the coach look really good. It's not always the case. You know, players supersede plays every time. Doesn't matter what you run. Honest truth. You can see there. He runs his quarterback beautifully. I mean, right for that back pylon. The QB throws the ball straight for the pylon, and it's just a great route, a great catch. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play. Watch it one more time. You can see that our running back will run the swing because he's to the other side. H is running the slant, and for some reason he's running the slant. He's not supposed to. That's okay. Okay, great. Great catch. Moving on. Okay, 2017 now. Again, different era. This QB hasn't played a game at all for his first game of the year, coming in because our starter had been knocked out for 4 games. This is his first football in a year. So again, not everything's going to be smooth, not everything's going to be clear. But we're going to run wide corner here. We're in the red zone again. We want to try and get to the back pylon. You see that ball's a little bit underthrown, but we'll take it. You can see that our Z is hitched up. The ball's onto the backside shoulder. A nice throw. Not the greatest throw, but it's a nice throw. It's workable. Not the greatest of routes either. Again, in this situation, that was a Steeler guy who'd been there for a long time. Finally getting his chance to start. Finally getting his chance to make plays. Not the greatest of routes. Not the sharpest of corners. He almost glides back. But his initial takeoff is good enough, and we'll take that. A nice simple corner out for the touchdown. For the clip back to 2015. Drew News is our Y again, our primary athlete. This is a great example. There's the corner. The ball's aiming for the pylon. The player's running for the pylon. Great throw. Touchdown. Again, another great look at it, especially from this angle. Not the best quality of film, but it's a great angle for this play. We know that when we're in the red zone, we're aiming towards that back pylon. QB aims for the back pylon. The receiver runs for the back pylon. Front side, in 2015, we ran double slants, so we were running double slants instead. QB running everyone else running the swing. Okay, because we're in the red zone as we spoke about, instead of running the hitch, we're literally almost like a 5 and in. So I can see it's a foot 5 and in almost, but then you can see it's a nice great grab, a great throw from 2 veteran guys, making my job look easy when we know that it's not. Another touchdown. Another clip. Again, 2015. Again, we're in the red zone. We're in 2 back now. We're in pro. Okay. So again, our Y is running this corner route, heading for the back pylon. That's our aiming point. Our QB's aiming point is the back pylon. 2 aiming points hopefully meet in the right place. X, if we're in the red zone, should come across from that under route. I'm not sure whether the backs were stopping or swinging. It's been a long while. But our R should swing. He does swing. They both swing. Another corner route. It's another great throw. Again, same 2 guys we just seen. Great QB, great receiver, great chemistry as well. And that's a big thing about football. You see, we attack that with a nice corner right there. He's running inside on the under route. Our running back's running the swing to keep this guy entertained. Just a great throw to the corner, and we take that touchdown every time. Watch it one more time, sir. Protection. Nice touchdown. Again, we're not talking about protection for a long time. You can see from the QB, he's taking that ball 1 step, hitching forward and throwing it. We're not asking our line to protect for eons and eons. That's not how we do it. That's not what we can do. We ask our guys to do what we can, what we feel is the best for us. I think that might be all the clips, guys. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is. Again, so hopefully, I appreciate you all jumping on and watching, and I'm sure This is not the very first War Corner video you've ever seen. I just wanted to tell that us UK guys do run it. This is how I do it, and we've had it for a very long time and had a lot of success doing it. Again, it's quick. It's a nice, simple enough concept to install that you don't have to be an aerated to run it. You can just take it up, put it on whatever you do. It can work for you, um, whatever you choose to do. I hope you've enjoyed it, gents. And as always, it's been a pleasure, and I can thank you all. Take care.